Stephen Kent, a conservative commentator. Stephen, you worked alongside Turning Point USA. Why was Charlie such a force in conservative media?
Well, he made being a conservative and a college Republican fun. I started getting involved in campus activism with a group called Generation Opportunity in 2015, 16, and 17. And Turning Point USA was a fledgling organization at that time competing for people who are interested in conservative ideas on campus. And boy, did they win almost every time. Not only was it hard to compete with TPUSA and Charlie Kirk's energy, but the college Republicans couldn't either. It was actually more of a symbol that you were a Republican and that you were going to be voting that way as you grew up and got out of college, that you went to Turning Point USA gatherings. You didn't go to the actual college Republican meetings. It's fascinating, and it just has to do with being bold, assertive in your ideas, and unapologetic, which I think Republicans have been for a very long time.
So you really summed up his impact. Do you see anyone else who might be able to reach out to the college students and the younger generation in the way that he did?
Well, certainly. I mean, there are a ton of people in this space who are largely not riding the coattails of Charlie Kirk, but trying to learn from how successful he was. I mean, the guys, the Daily Wire, Matt Walsh, Ben Shapiro, Michael Knowles. There's a young guy named Brad Palumbo, Daniel DiMartino at Young Americans for Freedom. These are young conservative leaders who are going out there every single day and engaging in conversation with young people who want to know more about their options when it comes to politics, that they don't just have to go to school and accept progressivism without any sort of other ideas offered to them. But right now, what we're going to face is an environment where it is truly not safe to do this. I don't know how that's possible. Ben Shapiro talks all the time about how he likes to reject, wearing a bulletproof vest when he goes to campuses, because this is America. Why would you ever need that? But we are now at a turning point, if you will, where we are going to lose something. The actual exchange of ideas on college campuses and in public spaces without glass between us. That's a very dark prospect.
Very dark and a very complicated issue moving forward. Of course, Charlie was interested in so many topics. Can you remind us again of his work defending the unborn and speaking out against the transgender movement on campuses?
Well, he was unflinching, and part of the way that I think Charlie Kirk communicates is to be clear in what his position is and to not be apologetic about truth. I think that there's a temptation often to sort of lead with empathy and try to understand the other side, and there's a place and a value in that, but it often obscures what the cold, hard facts of biology and life are. There's a wonderful video of Charlie discussing whether or not a child in the womb is a fetus or a baby, and leading that young girl at college through her logic. And you can tell that she's never really thought critically about this before. There are so many instances like that. And for all of us, our challenge is going to be, I think, as C.S. Lewis said in Mere Christianity, chapter 7 on forgiveness, that it is very easy to be angry and then not to feel hate, but it is so much harder to both be angry about something, to feel hate towards people and their evil ideas, and still to love them and to forgive. And that is what we are all now going to be faced with, to wish wicked people well and try to guide them back to truth and to eternity. That's our big challenge. Anger without resentment, as Father Mike Schmitz said earlier this morning.
Wise words. Stephen Kent, conservative commentator, thank you so much.
Thank you.